Sauteing Off the Pounds. I'm Chef D.
And I'm Dr. K.
And we're talking about seeds today. And, a lot of people, when they think about healthy food, they think about, bird seed and rabbit food. All right? But, seeds are also very, very delicious. And they're things that you probably already have in your diet that you don't even think about. You think about that everything bagel that has poppy seeds and sesame seeds and things on it. But there are also a lot of other types of grains. Again, these are ancient foods. These are things that our ancestors have been eating for years and years and years, and now they're coming back as...
So these are the seeds from grasses?
Well, grasses, mostly kind of weeds, actually. Okay. Things like amaranth seeds and, things that we used to see on TV, like the chia pets. Now, you can grow your own. So, we're going to talk, and flax seeds. So we're going to just talk a little bit about some of the health benefits. We'll start over here with millet. And millet is an ingredient in bird food, actually. And it's one of those grains that a lot of people have not learned to enjoy. It's a little more difficult to cook because it can go from, a nice seed, like a quinoa kind of thing, to mush. So you want to be very careful. One of the things that I always do with millet is after I cook it, I rinse it off with cold water to get some of that starchiness off, and then I can use it in salads. I can make different, millet pancakes with it. I can use it in even in meatloafs and things like that. So it's actually a very beneficial grain. And the great thing about it is if you buy it, you can always go to the back, and there's usually some fun little ways to use it right there on the package. Also, with the internet, you can find hundreds and hundreds of recipes for any of this stuff. We were talking about quinoa before. Quinoa was something nobody had heard of 10 years ago. And 8 years ago when I opened Farm Bloomington, we started using quinoa, and we only knew about the one kind, the white quinoa. Then it comes in, we see these red quinoas and black quinoas, and there's even a new one, which I'm going to let you pronounce.
Quinoa?
Quinoa.
Maybe?
I hope so. But this is actually an ancient South American grain, and was used in Peru and different places. This is much smaller than what we normally see as quinoa. It's about a third of the size. It's almost the same size as a chia seed. And I've actually never cooked it before, so I'm looking forward to using this. It also looks very much like teff. Teff is an Ethiopian grain that they use to make their kind of sourdough breads with. It's almost like a pancake that Ethiopians use to pick up the food, the different stews and things. So I'm really looking forward to trying that out. Speaking of teff, this is the teff right here. And you can see that it's a very, very tiny grain. I would hate to have to go out and collect that. I'm sure that there's a better way to do it than just to shake the plants off. But I love this stuff. It makes this sourdough bread. What you do is you grind it up lightly. You add a little bit of molasses. You can add a little bit of flour to it. And then you let it sit out for 3 or 4 days. And you'll get this sourdough starter. Just smells delicious. And then you can go ahead and follow a recipe and make the crepes, and then serve those with your favorite vegetarian stew or roast chicken or peanut chicken. Really, really nice grain that a lot of people don't know about. And you know that whenever you're buying these lesser known ingredients, you're supporting a whole different food system. It's not just the potatoes, corn, soybeans, wheat, huge monocultures. It's a polyculture, and that's what the world should be. And so go ahead and try some of these new things. You're not only helping your body, but you're helping bring these things to the international table.
So similar to like what you hear with free trade with coffee, because you see this a lot now with different types of coffees, right? So they're really looking at trying to, promote some type of economic resource or some type of stream for these people to sell their products, and that's fair trade coffee. So you're talking about doing the same type of thing with different types of grains and foods as well.
And you'll see that a lot of these start from Africa, from South America, from Asia, and then as the chefs make them popular in the restaurant scene, then it kind of trickles down to the health food and niche markets, and then gets on TV, and then it gets out into the mega grocery store.
And
Yeah.
stuff.
So and then, but it does give opportunity for smaller farmers to grow a crop that will be more economical to them than trying to compete with the giant food producers. Another thing super popular right now is flax seeds. Very, very healthy to eat. Great for your digestion. Kind of gets you going. I love to use these in my smoothies. Anytime you want to have kind of a little bit of a nutty flavor, a roasty, earthy flavor in your smoothie, I make one that we call the cheeky monkey, and we use the flaxseed in there. Also great to sprinkle over salads, put in vinaigrettes, put in dressings, even sprinkle over spaghetti and meatballs. Really, really nice. This is some that I bought ground. This is some that I ground myself. And you can really, when you grind it yourself, you can really get more of an aroma. I do it in my Vitamix blender, so you can grind these things, the chia seeds, the flax seeds, amaranth seeds, all those things you can grind up in your high-powered blender. We do have amaranth over here. This is white amaranth. Again, it's in the same family as the, it's called a goosefoot, which is quinoa and some of these other different grains come from. And they're basically weeds. We call them lamb's quarter here in America. And so these are different varieties from all around the world. So in a nutshell, these are seeds for good health. And I'm Chef D.
And I'm Dr. K.
Thanks for sauteing off the pounds.